you wonder how much more the countryside and my morale can take of the wet into my pants. Hey Woodlanders, come on in. I never actually thought I'd get all that lot on. It's amazing what you can carry on these Arthur Williams trailers. That'll do for now. And we are back here thinning the oaks on these few pines. We'll be here for the rest of the week on this job, so we'll finish off this oak from last week and then just keep ploughing on. Oh, it's not really ploughing, is it? I suppose it's cutting. Whoop. Don't do that. That's not good, is it? Yesterday we were at Clumber Park, which is near Worksop in North Nottinghamshire-ish. I've never been before, but it really is a stunning place, run by the National Trust, really well looked after place. Colossal park with what was a stately home, but I think it got demolished pre-Second World War, something like that. And this monstrous lake that you can walk all the way around with lots of woodland, mature trees, some dirty midges going on. Great for biking, walking, nature. Oh, a lovely place. It's a bit far for us normally to go. It's about an hour and 15 minutes from where we are, and I don't normally like travelling that far for a day out because there's other places more local than that. But a friend of ours lives up near Worksop, so we wanted to go to Clumber and then go and visit her as well. I also got to experiment with my new camera, which was great. Waffle over, let's get cutting. That one took a lot of cleaning up. There's an awful lot of midges about, and the groundwater is ridiculous. You just tread and all the water comes up. Reminds me of that stinky character off, was it Snoopy or something? There's always this cloud of flies around his head, and that's always me when I've got midges about. So gross. All done for today. Happy with today's result. I've got to go and have a look at a job now in Hartshorn. I did their hazel hurdles last year and fitted them, and they want a bit more, which is always good. We like repeat work. I'll see you in the morning for just a bit more of the same. Dent pole, anyone? Good morning. Day 2. Just giving my saw a little sharpen. Yesterday it was more dust than chip, and I switched the bar around, so some people call you out and say your bar's upside down. But if you know anything about chainsaws, I'm sure you do if you're in the woodlands, you'll know it's good practice to switch your bar over to get a little bit more even wear. I'm probably one of the world's worst chainsaw maintenance people. I tend to just grab it, start it, go. The progress so far, not got a full day today, but I'm hoping to try and get 3 tankfuls done. Karen's got to go to hospital for some tests or something later. I've got to take her there. So we'll do what we can with the time that we've got, and then tomorrow the forecast, more rain. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. I'm supposed to be on a gardening job in the morning. That was an interesting distraction. Back to cutting. Some of you might wonder why all the oaks have got to go for firewood. Is there another use for the timber? What's the best markets really for it? You've got lots of wonky timber. Sometimes firewood, biomass, controversially, and possibly charcoal are about your only markets. Now, there's always going to be more money in firewood at the moment than there is in charcoal, because charcoal, you have to factor in the processing time to make it, whereas firewood, I would say, is still one of the easiest ways to make money from woodland timbers. Oak has got what's known as an awful lot of sapwood. So this is a fairly big log. It's about 13 inch for 14 inch diameter, and you see the brown in the centre there. That's what they call heartwood, and that is the stuff that's resilient to insects because it's got tannins in it. Whereas this creamy stuff around the edges here, and all the branchwood that's got creamy stuff in, that's what's really known as sapwood. And sapwood has no resilience to insect damage or moisture. It just rots really fast. And so using this for like a gate post, you think, oh yeah, great, 13 inch diameter post, that'll make an awesome gate post, we get lots of money for that. But in actual fact, you've only got a little 4 inch post in the middle. You've got all that is basically then scrap. If this woodland was, so let's say 60 years old, and this was quite a smallish tree at 13 inch diameter, we'll have hardly any sapwood on it then, and it'll have a really nice heart inside. But because this is sort of fast grown oaks in a new plantation, it grows really quickly but doesn't put on the heartwood. It takes a much longer process then to get the heartwood to grow inside and to mature. So that's simply the reason why this all tends to go off for firewood. The main reason for that is because of gas and electric prices rocketing over the last couple of 3 years, which makes it so that this product, what you might have got next to nothing for 15 years ago, now has, I suppose it has a reasonable value then these days. So hence it goes for firewood. First innings, maybe even 10 years ago, there was no value. You would have to get contractors in, and you have to pay the contractors to do your first cut thinnings, because the materials that they extracted, there was no money in it. That was a long way of saying, why am I cutting down all the oaks for firewood? I must try and find a way of saying things in more of a condensed manner. You see why I have editing problems, can't you? It's a nightmare. I talk too much. That's it. we're going to dash off to the hospital next to continue on about what I was talking about earlier about thinnings and trying to find its best use. I know up in Cumbria they tend to work oak coppice, which is different to thinnings, but there are products from the oak coppice that they use. So they strip the bark in about May time when it's really easy to get off. They sell the bark to a tanning industry, which I believe is still down in Devon, Dorset way. And then the peeled poles they do actually sell for craft and rustic work, and they make arbours and garden structures out of them. I'll see you in the woodland sometime soon. What am I on about? Morning. We've had lots and lots more rain, so we're underwater again up here. And now I'm just about to start some brush cutting, because I'm trying to think of a job that I can do when it's sopping wet. Bramble bashing, which is like, I might not do this particular area, but it's all this. You can't work in it. I'm fed up of working in spiky bramble. I know the conservationists love it, and there's that much bramble in this world. I really don't think a couple of acres of lower bramble is going to make a huge impact on the whole environment. Oh, look at that. The yew tree has got the little pollen things on it, but I dare say they won't. They're probably too wet to. Yeah, they are. Well, that's cool. Oh, look at that. There's a little bee there, look. No way. Can you focus on that? Amazing. I've just spotted the hawthorn is coming out, look, here in the woodland. Often these come out fairly early, but that is, I think today is February the 21st, and we've got full leaf on the hawthorn. That's a couple of tankfuls with a brush cutter, and we have been working sort of over there-ish. There's some larch, I've been in there because that's really bad. A bit beyond it and some pine, that's really bad. And then, oops a daisy, and then just down in that direction there, and this ground here doesn't do well. There's a strip that's about 100 metres long, and it's hopeless. Hardly grows anything. I'm not sure if it's wet through or what it is, but we've got puddles all down there. Anyway, I've been down there because that's terrible for bramble. I'm just trying to get the trees established because they're just really struggling. Some trees have been in there as long as we have the woodland, which is 11 years, and they're no bigger than my chest. So there's something significant goes wrong in the ground down there, and so gradually I'm letting it self-set. So you might be able to see some brown leaves. That's oak. I'm letting the oaks and the hazel and the birch and whatever else, pretty much, a bit of sweet chestnut, there's a little bit of pine that's come up, and I'm just letting it self-set. I brush cut round them, pop a tree shelter on it, trying to get it to establish, and just leaving this pretty much as a self-set area. We'll see where tomorrow brings us. Found a rock, look at that. It's as black as jet, that, isn't it? Have you seen them rock polishing trommel things? I don't even know what to call them. You put that sort of stuff and smaller in it, and you add like aggregate, and you put bits of glass in, like broken bottles and things like that, and you tumble it for about a week or so, and then you rinse all the aggregate off, and you're left with all these polished stones and polished glass, and they look amazing. I've no idea what I'm supposed to do with it all, but they just look fantastic, and I'm thinking, oh, I'd love one of them. If there's ever a gadget that I'm craving at the moment, it's one of them. No joke, I am absolutely soaked. And all I've done is loaded up the logman with his firewood. Stair rods out here. No chance of working in that today. So I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. Well, it eventually stopped raining yesterday, and we've got significantly more lakes locally than we had before yesterday. Anyway, focusing on a more positive aspect this morning, we've got stunning sunshine. Probably see it glinting through the trees. Nice and chilly, shouldn't be a warm, hot day. Hopefully the midges won't plague me, and we'll try and get some of these oaks thinned out before the weekend. So we'll get this one snedded up. Snedding, if you didn't know, is where you trim all the branches off. Usually sort of to leave you with one single stem that you would take away for the sawmill. Well, this won't be, but you know, we still call it snedding in the business. Set you up on a time lapse, drop a bit of music in, and we'll get some oaks done.
Beneath the starlit sky, our love's secret line, like leaves we soar so high. Beneath the moonlight, self-touch your hand in mine, gets me every time. Lost in the city lights, our love's electric, right? You make me feel alive. I know July is gone, you make me feel at home in the neon glow. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading, there's nothing to do but bask in the glory of the winter sun. Maybe this is the season of love.
You guessed it, it's raining again, and I am totally pants wet. You wonder how much more the countryside and my morale can take of the wet. I thought today was going to be dry, so in my mind I was like, oh, that'd be nice, bit of blue sky. Into my pants. So that's me done for today. It must be about 3:30ish, 3 o'clock. So let's get this cleared up together and call it a day, shall we?
Beneath an endless night, the world spins around. You're there, ease my mind. Like stars that never die, you and I will shine during the darkest times. As the leaves change color, I dive into you. When summer's fading.
Come on, let's go home. This is me, soaked to the bone, in some random wood in Derbyshire, signing off. If you're able to, carry on doing your woodland work, try and stay dry, don't lose the morale, just keep going.
As the leaves change color,
See you next time.
I dive in